Star Wars Force Arena Commanders, welcome to a brand new Star Wars Force Arena video. Today we are taking Lando Calrissian for a run, using his unique ability of shuffling the cards and energy boost to cause maximum damage and mayhem within the Imperial ranks using the drop pod combination. The deck is a little bit expensive at 3.6, but also wanted to put the Gregorian Rebel in there too as well. So let's jump straight into some random 2v2 action. I do like 2v2 a lot actually, and it's one of the things that makes this game stand out from everything else, but with recent problems of matchmaking it can be a bit of an issue. But however, this video was recorded before the previous changes. So with Lando, good starting hand there, got a drop pod, got a turret to counter any ATST walkers and any light tanks that they may throw down like they just did there. And also Sabine's my partner, so Sabine should be quite aggressive. So what I'm going to do is drop a pod top right, there's nobody there right now, to see what I can get off on that turret there. And notice how my placement was. I wanted to make sure that when I drop the pod, I don't drop it to the left of the turret, because what that will do then is have both turrets lock onto the assassin from the pod, and it will kill it much quicker, and you don't want that. So right now the top left turret has focused onto the rebel army going forward the top left, so I'll drop a pod in there as well, and it's doing a lot of chip damage there. As Kallus comes down the right lane, I'm trying to do as much as I can to counter him a bit, dropping an Iron Mine, but it won't really do much to Kallus because he's in his swinging move, and as you can see, the amount of devastation that just caused right there is just unbelievable. But it's 1-1 with just 1 minute 50 seconds played. Small push here from the Empire, nothing to be too concerned about, but level 6 light tank is pretty strong. And we are up against, I think, a level 12 as well. So Pathfinder's there to protect Barry, who's doing some work on that turret against that light tank from the Empire. And now making a push down the middle. Again, they're level 12, yes they are. So I'm just going to drop a pod again on the right side, but then I decide to put it in the middle, and I can't really make my mind up where to put it. I wanted to make sure that all the enemy died first before dropping the pod, because otherwise it would be a waste. And the reason why I've gone for the central turret is because it will save time, and once that middle turret is gone, it leaves a door open then for us to push the centre and the left and just do as much damage as we can in the shield generator, because we'll have nothing left to defend it. So right now, top left, Bossk and Kallus are just busy poking away on that rebel tank, and Sabine's going straight forward for the middle. I'm ready to drop an Iron Mine there just to keep Bossk away from the centre. As we push that middle, Sabine gets locked onto the turret. Light tank top left. Imperial light tank there as well, being attacked by the Pathfinders. So I'm going to drop a pod now again behind everybody else. Bossk is down to a little bit of health. Stormtroopers are in there, dropping yet another Iron Mine, because I'm shuffling that deck. You really want to keep Lando's ability on cooldown, so you want to be using it at every opportunity, but make sure you do it in a place where you're safe, because when Lando does his ability, he pauses, and that leaves you vulnerable to being shot at. In goes yet another drop pod now. Look at the amount of damage it's doing there. Great X-Wing strike there too, wiping the floor. And as you can see, my assassin's now dead. Heavy gunners, lots of stormtroopers in the middle, but Kallus is now trying to try and make a push on this right side. But with 9 seconds to go, it looks like we could enter sudden death right now. So I'm just luring everybody away from the turrets, which is great. Take the pop at Kallus, dead. IG-88 comes in, I'll drop in a pod. This should be enough to win the game, hopefully. Shuffle my deck again. Just want to make sure we don't do and take much damage. Covering the left side. Keeping Bossk away from everything that's important. Wiping the floor of all the Imperial Stormtroopers. And as you can see, the shield generator hasn't got much health left in it now. Drop a pod again. Kallus is waiting for another drop pod, but I'll drop it just as he moves away, and that was his mistake. And as you can see again, that takes us to the win for GG. Pretty lethal. And you can see why the Empire players do not like drop pods, but you can counter them, and it depends on the players you're against, and obviously if you're doing randoms. But they had Bladesman there as well, so they could counter. You also got someone's got a snare there as well, so you could root the assassin possibly too, and allow the turret to do some damage on it. But that was a good game, GG. So we'll take the points there. Now with Cassian, and recently that's all I've had. Cassian, Luke, Cassian, Luke, Cassian. That literally is a story of my life right now when you're playing Rebels. And I don't like being those characters, not because they're not any good, it's because the queue times for those guys is huge because everybody is playing them. And sometimes not very well either, which is a problem. So we're starting strong, big push up the centre, Darth Vader's coming down the right side. I will drop in an Iron Mine just to get Vader to run away, wipe the floor with those heavy gunners. There is a light tank on the right side which is a level 5. They're level 10s, so they're level down on us, so I'll drop a pod on that turret. Vader ignores it, much to his peril. He'll now force to pull the assassin and kill it, but we've got some good chip damage going as Cassian charges the middle. I didn't really want to waste an X-Wing strike on that Sand Trooper, but it's a 3 for 3 cost, and I needed to use the energy. So dropping a turret just ahead of my main turret to focus these Stormtroopers. In comes Darth Vader with a sniper, so I'll use my Iron Mine to push Vader away and take out that sniper because they are deadly from that distance. And there's no point in you being taken down by a sniper. So 2 light tanks destroyed. Kallus again trying to go for the turret and then wipes the floor in front of him, but the Iron Mine, turret and Pathfinders do kill him. So 1 minute 30 seconds in. We haven't done much damage now on their turret, so I'm going to now focus on the turret as Cassian keeps pushing that middle. We're not getting much change out of it. So with my turret being dropped to protect my objective turret, we have now done enough chip damage in that bottom right tower there for us to push again. So I'm waiting now for my energy to regenerate, and there I'll drop another pod. As we move into double energy, it now makes it even easier for Lando really to use all his abilities. So huge push in the middle now. There's lots of Rebel soldiers that do get stalled by that light tank, which they dispose of rapidly. Kallus now making a charge down the right, thinks against it, stuns Cassian, who then drops another stun and an Iron Mine, but then he does die to the troopers beside him. Again, pod dropping on to that turret on the right side, and with 20 seconds to go it's going to be a close finish, but that assassin was enough to take out that turret and give us a 1-0 lead with just 10 seconds left to go. Look at the amount of damage Kallus deals there to all those troopers. A couple of stuns and his special ability gets popped off and they all die. And that's it. GG, 1-0, we'll take that, thank you very much. So they were a level down on us, so the first game was level 12, so they were a level above, and they were a level down. So it's kind of something you have to expect when you're in sort of higher tiers, mixture of levels and players and all those kind of things that you're going to be coming across. They're the decks. Again, please pause the video to check out the decks as we now move into the final battle. Here's the last few games I've played with Lando. I had a layer in it which surprised me, but it's picked up some massive points as well, and a beautiful 48 pointer there, which was a really good game. But fortunately I don't think I've recorded that game, and I'll be looking for the footage if I did. So let's get in there. So I've been doing the double credit weekend and just literally just playing and playing and playing to earn as many credits as possible, which is what you need to do when these events are on. So let's move into our final battle. So I'm with Baze, and again against Kallus. Kallus is probably their version of Luke. Everybody plays Kallus. He's a good character to play. He's really powerful, and he's really easy to play as well, especially if you're a beginning player. He's really ideal to use, and his movement is pretty fluid too, which is cool, where people like Jyn and Sabine have unique movement abilities and they can really get stuck and caught in things. But Kallus is looking ultra aggressive on his right side. Baze goes across to cover. I'll drop in an Iron Mine to get maximum value for my 3 energy spent. Look at that, everything's dead. But Baze does do an X-Wing strike. So in comes an AT-ST Walker. Now I'm not going to deploy my turret there because I see Thrawn is building up an attack on the left. So just to draw that G back away, I'll use my leader just to do that. And I think Lando, Thrawn thought against pushing that left side because he saw Lando's mustache and got scared of it. So I drop a pod top left. While no one's there, our level 5 pod doing some damage. Rebel soldiers being pushed up there as well, do more damage. Now we've got an AT-ST Walker coming down this right side, which is going to be really strong. but all the troopers have been wiped out, so he's got nothing to cover it really. So the ATST walks on its own, leaving bays on itself and a turret just to literally wipe it clean. Dropping a turret in the centre to deal with those jump troopers. In comes a rebel Imperial light tank, drop down with rebel pathfinders. Thrawn gives it a bit of a boost with his ability, but it doesn't really pay off because everything gets absolutely blown to pieces. Kallus trying to protect the health there as he's chased by the Marauders. Imperial stormtroopers again getting killed, so the left side lane is now ideal to push. One thing I don't like doing is literally all of us being in one lane, so Baze is there at the moment. I don't want to be in that lane either, because two reasons. One, we can all get killed quickly through airstrikes and mines and gases, etc. And two, it leaves the other two lanes exposed and there's no one covering. So I like to make sure that I'm doing that job. So if it's somebody pushing that lane, I'll just either hang back or use the middle lane and support with troopers or some firepower if I'm in enough range. But as you can see, the top left tower is under heavy attack and taking a lot of damage. I will now get rid of that repair droid with my iron mine. In comes Kallus again to attack that turret. Down the right side we've got an ATST walker, but that turret placement there confused it and it changed direction. So that must have really upset Thrawn, because all his plans went out the window, giving us a chance now in double energy to drop another pod, and then the left turret does go down, giving us a 1-0 win with 30 seconds to go. So the both walkers are now really confused. There's two turrets in two different places, and they really are just thinking, what the hell? Where do we go? What do we do? Help! As all the Imperial forces in the middle are absolutely obliterated. So now just 15 seconds to go. Another walker has dropped. This will really be the Empire's final push to get this game back to 1-1. With just 10 seconds to go, Kallus is charging down, Thrawn's charging down, and Walker's charging down. It looks like they might just do it with 5 seconds to go, and they do bring the game back to 1-1 with just 3 seconds left, and I do die to Kallus's ability and the Darkseid's grenade. So Lando's been gassed to death. But we're now moving to sudden death, and as you can see, that push through the middle was enough for us to win the game, because both Imperial leaders had died and weren't around to recover and defend that central position. Great game, good game. Again, pause the video to check out our decks, and if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, and there'll be more Star Wars Force Arena videos on the way. May the Force be with you.